You know, after episodes like these, I've heard it's a federal crime to not agree that Gojo and Marin are best couple, and if you were to say otherwise, I hear in most countries it would be a federal crime. Now, don't fact check me, just take me at my word here because it's absolutely truthful, but this episode flexes Gojo as a character so well, and I've loved his character, but I mean, over the past 3 episodes, who's the star out of both of them? It's gotta be Best Girl Marin, but he isn't just a character along for the journey. He had his own story to tell, and to really separate him from Best Girl in this episode and just allow for him to show what he's willing to do, despite, yes, maybe making a couple of mistakes here and there. Had he picked up the phone, he would have realized he didn't need to actually finish it in 2 weeks because she had no plans to go to the next cosplay event. It was just the next one coming up. I love how rather than just introducing her into this equation and that she pulls him away from his depression, well, that's an important aspect for a growing relationship. The fact that we get to see Gojo at his arguably lowest and most stressed out, but still come out on top, it goes to show how emotionally strong he is, while also showing signs of vulnerability through crying and fatigue and things like that. It's amazing to see how the episode kicks off to comparing it to how it ends and the emotional strain that's in the middle. Because, I mean, Gramps already is probably going through some thoughts in his head being like, damn, this boy never used to have friends because he probably was home all the time. I catch him watching what seems to be some pretty erotic things, and now I discover he might also potentially be into cross-dressing, and then he falls and almost breaks his back. Like, this man's been through the ringer, and to see how everything simultaneously piles on him, even if you can't relate to that extreme, you've probably been through something where just you're like, shit, this thing has taken all my energy, all my time, it's my main priority, and shit just keeps building on you till you feel like you're about to snap. And honestly, most people probably would snap, and that's where you need a character or a friend or a love interest or a family member like Marin to say, hey, you got this, take it one step at a time. And I truthfully thought he was gonna mess up so bad. Like, I thought when she put on the outfit, there was gonna be like a missing part or something on the side because he was so exhausted. But the fact that we get to see him, and this is not a healthy lifestyle, but to see Gramps can't do the tours for the Hina doll shop, so even though he had every right to dismiss that woman being like, okay, my friend's coming over, I think it was from France, she said, and he still, despite Gramps not being there, him having to study for his midterms, having to make this outfit because he doesn't want to disappoint the person who's looked at him completely different compared to everyone else, he does all these little things, and when you get to see the shot when Marin was coming over to bring him dinner, because she rightfully was thinking that, oh, he's probably been very stressed visiting his grandpa, probably studying as well, didn't even cross her mind that he would be working on the outfit, because, I mean, for her, even though there was that misunderstanding and she felt so bad and was crying, being like, I should have explained better, she just naturally assumed that he was prioritizing his own life, and rightfully so. There was no like, oh, you should make me my outfit. That didn't even cross her mind because for her, visiting your grandpa, studying, things like that, that's way more important than just my little cosplay dream. And the fact that you get to see inside his home and just how it's filthy, it's disgusting because with everything going on, do you think he has time to do the dishes, let alone take out the trash and everything like that? And to see that night when he really started to break down where he was crying, I mean, rightfully so, he's exhausted, he's not sleeping, he's probably not eating that well either. And to see all these things and feeling like you don't want to be a disappointment to anyone, you have to make sure your grades are up, you have to make sure that this girl you clearly like isn't going to walk away, because for him, this is a pretty new relationship and friendship. It's very understandable that he would have these kind of shallow thoughts that she would walk away if he doesn't make a dress in 2 weeks for her. But no, like seeing moments like these, from her pulling him up either last week or the week before when basically side remarks were said about no way she would date this man, and she's like, bitch, get your head out of the sand, we're friends now, to then seeing how he lit up her world to the point that she broke down in tears, one, because she felt guilty that because of her confusion, he put even more stress on an already stressful situation, but then to see how they get brought together and how they both light up when she's finally the character of her dreams, and how they're both equally happy, and you see these moments of slight jealousy and kind of like romanticness from Marin, where she's asking like, oh, I don't have fake eyelashes, wait, are these your girlfriends? And you got this little sense of jealousy, enough to show you that she's definitely interested alongside Gojo being interested in her. And to just see those moments where they both are just so genuinely happy and comfortable around each other. Gojo went from basically being down in the dumps, like, holy shit, I hope he's not gonna jump out the window or something to take the easy way out, to being so happy and relieved. Not that he made a mistake of like, oh shit, I just did all of this for nothing. I had more than 2 weeks. Instead, he turned that right around, being like, damn, I finished it, and maybe I can actually get a couple of night sleeps. And then got to see someone he cares for so deeply light up around him, and they both just are, they're crying, they're laughing, they're exhausted, and it just feels perfect. I also love the subtle details of continuing to show Marin's sense of style, because she's always had a great sense, from her jewelry to her looks, but I love that moment in that one shot where she's sitting down and you can tell she's wearing a bit of tattered jeans, a bit torn on the legs there, and you just get a sense of style that you don't see a lot of in anime, given the setting and the culture and things like that, but it's great to see how Marin just does her thing and she rocks it so well. It's gonna be fantastic to see where these two go from here. It's gonna be probably a long time, and I doubt we'll even see something major in this season like a kiss, but you can tell the chemistry's there, and that slow burn of will they, won't they, I think is warranted, because for them, being friends first and foremost is the most important thing, and sharing their passion. Her completely believing that he'll be able to make beautiful Hina dolls, and, him being able to make things for her and her character dreams come to life as he supports her vision of cosplaying. You'll get to see a great relationship form as more hints and potential kind of building blocks will be laid out for something a bit more, and that's what you love to see in anime. This show is absolutely fantastic, and so far is a 10 out of 10 production if you ask me. In terms of things I'm really hoping to see the most of maybe in the next episode or two, is Gramps seeing Marin, because for him so far it's been walking in on porn games to then also being like, what is he doing? Like, is he dressing up himself? And then I would love to see that kind of reaction of either like, hopefully he doesn't break a hip, being like, God damn, my grandson's doing all right. Or is it going to be one of those scenes where it's going to be even awkward? Like maybe he'll walk in again and they'll be looking at the same erotic game, but this time there'll be a pretty woman next to him, and he'll be like, I'm even more confused than I was the first time because I just can't believe what my eyes are seeing. But in terms of like the Gramps mindset, I love the idea that he's always working on his craft, even when he's sore sick. If he takes one day off, it's going to take him 3 days to get back into the swing of things. And just because you love something doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. So the determination is definitely, you can see that as a goal for Gojo as a character. And you're really getting a sense that every character we've seen in terms of being a side supporting cast, from Marin's friends to the family that we've seen on Gojo's side, they're all equally memorable in their own distinct ways, and I'm glad that the supporting cast is aiding to the story rather than distracting from it. Voice actors knocking it out of the park still. Gojo obviously stealing the show the most in my opinion, given it was really his episode, but of course Best Girl is no laughing matter either. She did a great job as well. But thoughts and feelings on this emotionally draining yet satisfying episode of My Dress Up Darling? Where do you hope to see it go next week? Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time everyone, please take care and have a good one.